other advertisers. This program is sponsored by Dr. Pat Baccili and Transformation Talk Radio.
Hi, welcome. This is Dr. John DeMartini. This is one of the most amazing and inspiring shows that you can listen into. If you want to be on the edge of your seats, if you want to open up your heart, if you want to expand your mind, and you want to meet incredible people, stay tuned because you're just about to experience a transformative radio show that will change your life. And you're listening to the Dr. Pat Show that's coming up right next.
Stay tuned for Lisa Ann stepping in for Dr. Pat here on KKNW and TransformationTalkRadio.com.
Welcome to the Dr. Pat Show. Talk radio to thrive by. Powerful, inspiring, and coming to you live, bringing you stories of people like you and me, busting through and living life full out. Get ready to dare to wonder what your life would be like if you knew you could not fail.
Hey everybody, my name is Lisa Ann and I am filling in for Dr. Pat today, and I have a show called Message Delivery. You can't make this stuff up. So today we're going to have kind of a fun show. So what I want to do today is we're going to talk about the ABCs of angels. Now this is not going to be an overly religious type of situation. It's just going to be, you know what, you've got some really fun people on your side of the fence, and my job is to kind of make sure that you know who they are. So when you need them, you can actually do that. But one of the things that I always do before when I get started is I always pull a card for the day. And I'm just using one of my decks here, and we have a message. So whenever you hear this, it is timeless. So we have what I call the trickster card. So it's this lovely fox for those of you that can't see it. And basically it says that there is somebody around you or in your life that maybe isn't telling the truth. There's maybe some things that are a little out of whack and your red flags are going up. And that is a sign for you just to pay attention to those so that you can nip it in the bud. Anyway, let's go ahead and get started. So we all have angels that work all around us. They're working with us, for us, and they're here to help us. Some of them are actually earthbound angels, and some of them are actually in the etheric realm. So what we're going to talk about, though, is who are they? What do they do? I mean, just cutting to even towards the end of the show, we've got runner angels. They'll go find you a parking spot. So that's what we're going to talk about today, is some of those fun things. Anyway, just a couple of big guns are the Ascended Masters. The Ascended Masters they choose to stay here on the earth plane to help humanity. They've decided to hang back. They are just these really strong presences in our lives, and some of people have heard of them. Two of them are Jesus and Saint Germain, but they come back to this world over and over again, and they keep the knowledge. So, you know, we all talk about, if I only knew what I knew now and go backwards. Well, guess what? They actually do. So you'll notice that some of these people are actually like an old soul. So if you ever ran into somebody and they're going, you just talk to them, you're like, you are such an old soul. That is somebody that has chosen to return to the earth plane. They're not instantly old, but their wisdom and how they handle things definitely keeps them feeling like they're a little bit old, and they just are wise beyond their years. Not all of us are on the same spiritual level. And because of that, we're not all born at the same time. It's not like we all came in with a mass entrance and a mass exit. So because of that, they do have ascended masters that are actually in different levels of life so that they can affect people. So, you know, it doesn't make sense to have an ascended master that maybe talks to a child, because a child wouldn't understand the language yet. But then again, a child would, you know, have sat down and talked to, you know, your grandparents, your grandparents would probably have a few choice words for them. So it's probably are that you have met one of them before and you've come across them and you didn't even know it. So some of the things that they have that you might be aware of is precognition. And that is kind of, they know things before they happen, but it's things about the future. They are healers. They talk about healing. They are in the healing professions a lot of times, and that is physical, emotional, and spiritual type of healing. They have telepathy. So, you know what, if you, and I know some of us that have, significant others, you can actually like look at them and just give them the look, and they know what you're talking about. They're master manifestors. Man, they just barely blink and it's there for them. And you know what? They've done the work, and that's why they are rewarded in that case. They're not doing any of this, though, for ego and gain. There's some people in history, though, that have acquired some of these kind of skills that have been abusive to it. So people like Hitler, Stalin, Saddam Hussein, and I'm sure everybody's got a master list of people that they could fill in, but those are just some in history that basically are telling us that, you know what, these people were utilizing it for the wrong purpose, and they let their ego get in the way. So, but the ones that are here that are the ascended masters are the ones that are always doing good. How can you reach them? You want to sit down and say, all right, you know what? I'm going straight to the big guys. I'm going straight to the boss. Meditate. I know I say this every time I'm on the show, but if you sit down and just calm your mind and say, I would like to talk to some of my ascended masters, you might be surprised that you might get an answer. And just don't discount what you get. Next up, we're going to talk about archangels. Now, I got to tell you, I use my archangels all the time. And I say that in a loving way because they have taught me a lot of things. It is not a free ride just because you know who they are. But some of my favorites, I just have been helped upside down and backwards. It's been wonderful to have them, to know that they are there. When you're in a troubled spot, just to know that you could lean on them is just amazing. And I call them the big chiefs. They all do show up to assist in different areas of your life at different times. And all of them are healers, but they're here. They are there. They're like the top angels. They're very powerful, and they also watch over other angels. So there's top 7 that most people talk about and have heard of. And some of these might be new to you. And some of them are throughout history in all different religions. So one of my favorites is Archangel Michael. So they've got statues of him, and he's holding a sword, and he's got his breastplate on, and he's like, I'm going to war for you. Personally, love this guy. He is the one that's going to go to war for you. He shows up with a shield to do battle. If you're tired, he helps to cut those negative energetic cords that are draining you. And he blocks people from getting to you. So like when I say my prayers in the morning, I always say, thank you, Archangel Michael, for continuing to block people, not for my highest and best. He's actually one of the angels for, and one of the leaders of mercy and justice. Next up is Raphael. Had to use Raphael for quite a while there, but he is in charge of healing, and he deals with energetic healing. He deals with healing with your heart. He helps with emotional issues, addictions, physical injury, travelers. He will assist in healing your heart. So if you've got a broken heart from a relationship, he might be somebody that you would actually want to ask for some help. You've broken a bone, you want clear guidance and help to heal those. Somebody is struggling, you can ask Archangel Raphael to please step in and give comfort to somebody else that is having a hard time or struggling with something. So the next one that we've got is Ariel. And no, this is not Ariel from The Little Mermaid, but this is Ariel. Is in charge of plants and elements of the world and animals. And when you admire plants and flowers, even the storm clouds, this is Archangel Ariel. She's in charge of conserving the environment, and she's very much happy when you turn around and you admire something. When you stop and smell the roses, you are honoring her. But you could actually turn around and say, I need my plants to grow. The environment is nourishing, and her job is to make sure that the plants get watered and to make sure that the environment is safe and workable for you. So the next one we've got is Jophiel, and Jophiel maintains beauty and appreciates beauty. You've got some negative thoughts, Jophiel will help. Having bad vibes and need to shake just get rid of them. Jovial will help you with that. Jovial also helps with anxiety and misunderstanding. So if you feel like you're really anxious about something, ask Jovial to please come in and help. The next one that we've got is Archangel Shamiel. And Archangel Shamiel is peace and strength when you don't feel like you've got much left. Has anybody else ever hit the wall and you're like, I can't do this? This is what Archangel Shamiel can come in to help you with. Have you lost your keys? Have you lost your wallet? Anxiety, misunderstandings. Archangel Shamiel will actually help you to get rid of those, dissipate some of the energy in it, and help you to have clear sight to find what you're looking for, whether that be a solution or energy. Then we've got Archangel Gabriel, and Gabriel is the messenger angel. Spoken or unspoken messages can be delivered and working through Archangel Gabriel. And Archangel Gabriel also works with conception, pregnancy, teachers, counselors, helps you find your passion, helps you to feel stronger in a situation. You know, you're going in to ask for that big raise. You know what? You're going to definitely need some extra strength to go in, and you have to maybe have a tough conversation with somebody. That is the kind of conversation that you would ask Archangel Gabriel to please come in and give you strength to help you so that you feel comfortable and confident going forward. And the seventh one that we've got is Archangel Azrael. Now, Azrael has actually been called in some cases the angel of death. Not the case. Archangel Azrael will help to guide people when it is their time. He doesn't cause death. He helps and holds their hand in the transition, not only through death and crossing back over, but also in birth, crossing into the world. Just always there to help. I mean, if you know somebody in hospice and they just need to know that, you know what, it's okay to go, Archangel Azrael might be the right person to actually call in. To say, you know what, let this person know that it is okay to leave the earth plane. So I'm sure that there are more, and I know that we can work with them all the time, but just call upon them and ask if they could step in. And you don't have to remember all their names, just say, I need some help with something. And that's going to definitely help. We're going to take a real quick break, and when we come back, we're going to talk about some of your guardian angels. My name is Lisa Ann, and you are listening to Message Delivery. You can't make this stuff up, and we'll be right back.
Contemplate my fate. And do they know the places where we go when we're gray and old?
How do you feel? Just okay? Well, how about you tune in and get ready to be more with the Healing Hour with me, Doc Martin, every third Wednesday at 11 a.m. Pacific on TransformationTalkRadio.com. I'm ready for your questions, and I can't wait to help you find the answers. Every month we'll have a new live call-in show with innovative topics and a powerful hour of healing. To learn more about me, visit DrSharonMartin.com. See you there. I'm going to be here. You won't want to miss it.
Tune in to The Jen Royster Show, intuitive guidance to inspire your life, each Thursday at 8 a.m. Pacific and 11 a.m. Eastern on TransformationTalkRadio.com. This amazing show is an inspirational hour that will take you on an epic metaphysical journey to discover the spiritual approach to life's greatest challenges. Dr. Jen is an internationally known intuitive counselor, spiritual teacher, and energy healer. Call in for intuitive readings and visit JenRoyster.com for more information.
So how do you value your self-worth? Join Dr. Pat and Sabrina Wright as they introduce Sabrina's holistic approach to self-care and inner peace. Get empowered to make decisions for yourself. Change your view of your own value and learn the tools for investing in who you're designed to be. Live the Good Life every second Thursday at 11 a.m. Pacific on The Dr. Pat Show featuring Sabrina Wright. To learn more, visit SabrinaIsWright.com.
We remember a time when you could simply form a thought and it would manifest. The harmony was forgotten, but it is returning now. The Power of Inspiration and Awakening Radio with Juliet Griffin on TransformationTalkRadio.com each second and fourth Wednesday at 9 a.m. Pacific will take you on adventures through the heart and spirit exploring who we once were. This intuitive healer studied under the guidance of wolves, learning from their wisdom to master a higher frequency for a new state of mind. Visit OneTrueSelf.com.
Have you ever wondered what your pets think about? Do you know what your pets are saying to you? Dr. Monica will be your pet's translator to help you understand what your pets are trying to communicate to you. Enhance the bond with your furry friends on Pets Talk with Pet Communicator Dr. Monica each month on TransformationTalkRadio.com. For more information about Dr. Monica, visit PetCommunicator.com.
Stay tuned for Lisa Ann stepping in for Dr. Pat here on KKNW and TransformationTalkRadio.com.
Thoughts running through my head, and I feel that love is dead. I'm loving angels instead. And through it.
Hey everybody, welcome back. My name is Lisa Ann and I am with Message Delivery. You can't make this stuff up. And I am filling in for Dr. Pat today. So just wanted to let everybody know that at about the 45 mark, we are going to have the first person that calls in, I am going to be offering a 30-minute intuitive card reading for the first person, and we'll give out that number after the next break. But what we're talking about today is angels. And this isn't a big religious type of conversation other than you've got angels, whether you know it or not, and they're there to help you. But do you know who they are and what they do for you? Just other than, the word angel is an all-encompassing type of conversation that you could certainly have, but it's not necessarily defining the different ones. So the first part of the story, we talked about the ascended masters and the 7 archangels. So next up, we've got guardian angels. So your guardian angels have the best intentions in mind. And mind you, I'm going to stress, they're not there at your beck and call to do whatever you want. I've tried, it doesn't work. But I have certainly asked for some help from my guardian angels at times. So they're all about self-discovery. They're there to guide you and to nudge you forward. They are there to help with our highest integrity. Now, what we think is our highest integrity and what they think are obviously sometimes and very painfully 2 different things. But I know that they don't always, tell us that we need to step it up a little bit more. They are assigned to us at birth. They choose us. So I can just picture them all sitting there going, all right, who wants so-and-so? I can only just picture that. I have a very imaginative mental picture in my mind. But they choose us, and we actually have more than one. Now, they're exclusively for you. Their only job description is to help and guide you and to bring you opportunities. They also help to show mercy, pain, and pleasure. And they are always ready to help, but you got to ask for it. It's sometimes, they know you better than yourself. So they know if you do something that you're probably going to go down the rabbit hole. So they'll make sure to try to steer you away just to kind of help you avoid that grief and frustration. They see right through you. They know what your intentions are. So, and no kidding, I actually had a conversation. Somebody had did a reading for me and told me about my guardian. And he said specifically, he goes, he knows everything that you think about. So even though I might tell you, no, the sky is green, and you looking at me going, nope, the sky is blue. So they know, they can see right through all of your intentions. They know your path. They're on this earth, they're here with us on earth to actually show us what our soul path is and what our goals are. They're there by us during those really trying times. They're the ones that help to answer the prayer requests. So when you sit down and say, I really, really need something, they're there to definitely help you. They can appear as humans sometimes. So, they say that there's a saying, it says, be careful when entertaining strangers, because by doing so, you may have entertained an angel. I have a story that kind of backs that up, and I didn't know about it. I actually had ran into the Bass Pro Shop, and I was just looking around, actually looking for some boating stuff. And I happened to walk through one section of Bass Pro, and there was a wooden checkerboard with old-fashioned checkers on it, and it was on a big stump of wood, and there were two chairs. There happened to be a gentleman sitting there, and he was kind of snoozing, and it was an older gentleman, and I just suddenly felt so good. And I didn't know why, other than he looked so cute, and I just had this nudge, like, go sit down and play checkers with him. And I did, and I was like, I don't want to wake him up. But it looked so cute. And I thought, how impromptu would that be if I just, as a stranger, walked into Bass Pro, sat down and said, will you play checkers with me? I didn't do it. I walked away. I chose not to disturb him. So later, I ended up having a reading by another friend of mine. And they said specifically that the person that I was in front of the checkerboard, and the message was, the next time you see somebody that's there by a checkerboard, you should definitely play. I never told anybody about this. And that was just a confirmation to me that that was an earth angel, and they were there to help light me up and to have some fun. And I didn't do it, but I was nudged to do it. So I always pay attention that if there's a stranger, you never know who you're going to affect. And the person that needs it the most may be the person that is the angel that is just seeing if your integrity is where it should be. So anyway, that's my Bass Pro story. You can ask for a name during meditation. They may or may not tell you. It's really not necessary. I mean, it's not so important to know a name. Just know that you have a guardian angel. Also, another thing, and I know this kind of goes without saying, they can't live your life for you. I've tried. I have asked them, please do this. I don't want to handle it. Can you please help me with this? Just be in charge. I will hide and just here, go do it. They don't do it. I've tried. You have free will. You're here to learn things. You're here to understand things, and they can't do that for you. They can stand next to you while you're doing it, but they cannot do it for you. They must honor our free will. So unless your actions are completely detrimental to ourselves or for others, they can't step in. So we've already talked about ascended masters, we've talked about archangels, and we've also talked about our guardian angels. So the next step, we've got a couple of different miscellaneous kind of angels that are kind of a little bit down on the totem pole. And again, is any angel really on low man on the totem pole? Absolutely not. But we actually have a lot of different ones, and there's some fun things you can do with them if you are paying attention and know how to do it. So one of them are nature angels. So nature angels, they're the ones that oversee the pets. You know, you walk in, your favorite animal it's got companionship, you've got unconditional love, you've got entertainment. They're doing crazy stuff. It makes you laugh when you really didn't think you were going to laugh for the day. But they're also, the nature angels are also in charge of the butterflies, the squirrels, the birds, and other things in nature. So when you don't necessarily have an assignment of a specific family member that is a butterfly or something like that, the nature angels will actually have, encourage and nudge those squirrels to come over and sit down in front of you and look at you funny. Or maybe the alligator will show up in the pond. Whatever the animal, it's meant for you to see. And it's just really to help you stop and actually be aware, change your shift in consciousness. So the next one up are joy guides. Now, I can't tell you how many times I can be very serious at times. I get it. And my joy guides are always there on standby, waiting for me to say, all right, fine, let's go have some fun. They're the ones that are here to tell you to lighten up. They want to help find things to amuse you and lighten your spirit. So, when you're laughing and you're happy, it raises your vibration and it gives you an elevated sense. There are so many things in this world that are depressing, sad, and their job is to really just help you find those things, whether it just be something simple as a funny joke, a picture, something that just suddenly tickles your funny bone. They're here to try to help bring happiness and joy. It could be something simple like flowers that are given to you. It could be something else, but they are the ones that are attached to your inner child. they're the ones that help to lead you into new beginnings, because new beginnings are exciting and they're energized and they're, there's that anticipation and you don't know what's going to happen, but that's that inner excitement and that inner joy. So those are steps that are actually brought forward. They're in charge of making sure that you let your hair down a little. Your inner child wants to come out and play. It's tired of paying the bills and having responsibilities. They want you to do something fun. There are teacher guides. So when the student is ready, the teacher will appear. If you say, you know what, I'm ready. I think I want to learn about this. Suddenly, your teacher guides are on it. They are sitting there with their little clipboard and they are ready for you to say, what it is do you want? Do you want to learn patience? Do you want to learn a new skill? They will put teachers in front of you in the most obscure ways, but if you're aware that you've asked for it, you will notice it instead of looking back on it. So when when you want patience, they don't instantly give you patience, but they give you opportunities to learn how to be patient. I don't like that teacher very much, but it's important. They also will provide opportunities, books, and information for you to learn about. So there may be a class that comes up or somebody suddenly has a workshop online. Those are those wonderful things that come forward to help you. There are also helper guides. Do you feel overwhelmed, lost your keys, need to find things to talk about? Do you need to understand, exercise self-control, self-discipline? These are the wonderful, wonderful angels that will come forward and say, simmer down now, you got this. They will help you. They will help give you nudges. They will suddenly inspire you or have an idea or give you a spark that also will help to invigorate you so that you aren't so overwhelmed. It'll be a reminder to take a deep breath. It will be something that will shift your consciousness to something else where you can actually just take a moment and just relax for a second. So they're there to help you, but you got to ask. That's really just the best advice. Ask, I need help with this. What can you do to help me? It may not be in the way that you expect it though. So please be aware that it could definitely be something else. The last one that I want to talk about before we take another quick break is the runners. And I play with this all the time. The runners are the ones that love to have fun, and they are just like these little Speedy Gonzales angels that will run ahead. So my girlfriends and I have actually done this quite a bit. We would like a parking spot that is close by the front door. It's getting ready to pour. We don't want to deal with the rain. Go to the grocery store. You don't want to have to walk from the back of the parking lot to the front. Ask your runner angels to run ahead and see if they could get a parking spot for you. Believe it or not, when you start doing this, it's so amazing. You're going to be like, that's cool. If you're in a hurry, you could hurry. Ooh, did I say that right? If you are in a hurry, you could ask that, number one, you are driving safely and that there are no incidences, but maybe what you could also ask for is that all the traffic lights and the traffic be parted so that you have no problem getting to your destination on time. If you're looking for a specific item, you could also ask them for some help. So I've actually been in a store, and I'm not one to hang out in the store for entertainment. I just want to kind of get in and get out type of thing. So I have actually stopped and just said, please help me find the most appropriate thing that I am looking for of this particular subject. And I will walk, and suddenly it's like, I swear sometimes it feels like there's neon lights and every finger pointing going this way and this way going, there it is. And suddenly you're just aware, you can find it, and it helps. The runners are also great to actually talk about, if you can't find something, you could ask, run ahead and get me some, keys. Where are my keys at? They're going to help you find some of those things. Or can you make sure that things are lined up for me when I get there? And suddenly there's some type of a movement, and they can definitely do that. So we're going to take a quick break right now. And when we come back, we've got some more that we're going to talk about, and we're going to get into your loved ones that have passed over. But my name is Lisa Ann, and you are listening to Message Delivery. You can't make this stuff up.
Learn how to lead a happier life on Miles to Go with Brittany Miles. How to lose to gain it all. Join Brittany every second and fourth Wednesday at 1 p.m. Pacific on TransformationTalkRadio.com. Listen as coach and healer Brittany Miles shares stories that teach you about surrender. For more information about Brittany, milestogocoaching.com.
The Truth is Funny. Shift Happens with Colette Marie Steffen is excited to welcome Karen Benton as a monthly guest host. Tune in on the third Wednesday of each month at 8 a.m. Pacific Time to regain confidence and trust in your capacity to create change in your life, your health, your family, and your well-being. Karen Benton is a mother, nurse practitioner, certified body talk practitioner, Franklin Method instructor, and owner of Limitless Living LLC. For more information about Karen, visit KarenBenton.com.
Your eternal purpose is calling out to you each and every day. Are you listening? Tune in to Dynamic Destiny Radio with Coach Pete Cafarcio every first and third Wednesdays at 9 a.m. Pacific on TransformationTalkRadio.com. Learn to be your authentic self and live the life that you were destined for. Learn practical tools to discover your purpose and conquer other fears that keep you stuck in a life of mediocrity. Learn more about Coach Pete by visiting PeteCoaching.com.
Tune into 3 Things I've Learned with Susan Dolce every first and third Tuesday of the month at noon Pacific, 3 o'clock Eastern on Transformation Talk Radio. Join Susan and her guests as they share the stories that shift our souls about radical transformations, courageous breakthroughs, and life lessons. 3 Things I've Learned with Susan Dolce. For more information, go to TransformationTalkRadio.com or visit Susan's website at SusanDolce.com.
Message Delivery by Lisa Ann. You can't make this stuff up. Tune in every first and third Thursday at 1 p.m. Pacific on TransformationTalkRadio.com. Message Delivery is an inspirational show about the journey to enlightenment and spirituality. For more information or your own personal message delivery, visit angelmessages2u.com. That's Angel Messages, the number 2, the letter U.com.
Break your snooze button habits for good with the Soul Stretching Sisters on the I Am Power Hour with me, Terry J. Walker.
And me, Dr. Pat, on TransformationTalkRadio.com.
Pump up your spiritual muscle as we share stories,
aspire higher,
and live a whole lot larger.
To help you unleash your powered up,
pumped up, I Am Soul Stretching Success.
Anything can happen when we take to the airways.
And all things become possible during the I Am Power Hour.
Stay tuned for Lisa Ann stepping in for Dr. Pat here on KKNW and TransformationTalkRadio.com.
Everybody, welcome back. My name is Lisa Ann, and I am with Message Delivery. You can't make this stuff up. I am also the owner of angelmessages2u.com. That's Angel Messages, the number 2, the letter U.com. And if you're interested in having a personal reading with me, feel free to reach out to me. I would love to work with you. Also, just letting you know that in about 15 minutes, we are actually going to have a contest. And if you are the first caller in, I am offering a 30-minute channeled reading where I will work with my guides to talk with your guides, and we'll be able to pass along any messages for your highest and best. So anyway, back to our show. What we've been talking about today are angels. We've got all sorts of things, and these are the ABCs of angels. So we've got a bunch of different kinds of angels that work with us, that are around us all the time. And our job is to know some of what they do. They're throughout history. They're throughout the history books. And how do we utilize them in our everyday life? So one of the things about the angels is we talked about ascended masters. Those are the big guns. And the ascended masters are here. They've walked the earth. They've just chosen not to go back. So what they do is they are continually here, morphing into different people to help guide humanity. Behind that, we had talked about the archangels. Now, there are plenty of archangels out there. We talked about 7 of them, and those are the ones that are more, I want to say, in a way, kind of user friendly because they have specific duties and responsibilities. And if you need the big guns, they're like the chiefs. Behind that, though, we had talked about some of the other types of guides that we have. We've got our guardian angels, and our guardians are all the ones that are helping us so that we can move forward. They're the ones that kind of know us really, really good. They're kind of like, they're our second set of eyes when we aren't paying attention to something. And then after that, and right before the break, we talked about nature angels, joy guides, teacher guides, and helper guides and runners. And again, don't hesitate to use any of these. And you don't even have to know the name specifically. Just know that I need help. Where are my keys? Be surprised. You'll find them. And a lot of times it's meant for you to maybe just relax a little. Maybe there's a reason that, you know, in the big picture, you weren't supposed to be in the car at that time because it could have avoided a car accident. So you never know the reason for the stall, but if you need help, just ask. So basically your angels are around you all the time. And most of the times it's unimportant, but they are all, most of the names are unimportant, but just know that they are around, that they can help you at any time. Don't let your intellect interfere with what's going on in your mind. If you're getting a nudge, pay attention to it, because that is your angels. They can't pick up the phone and they can't say, cut, can you guys stop? I got to talk to my charge here. It doesn't work like that. So it's those nudges that you get. And when you are getting those nudges, pay attention, because that's them trying to speak to you. When you practice doing this, it helps, because then you know the language, and you can do this by signs. You can do this by just paying attention to your gut instincts, etc. But the angels are always around you. They are willing to help. They want to help. And again, I got to stress, they can't step in unless unless there's something serious going on. They can't ask. If you don't ask, they can't help you. So if you say, I am absolutely inviting you to come in and I want you to do all the housework and cut the grass for me, yeah, you're not going to be so lucky to get that done. But you can ask. All you can do is ask. All they can do is say no. But what about your loved ones? Okay, your loved ones are angels too. They're on the other side. And everybody seems to have at least one or more loved ones or personal friends that have passed away. They too have jobs. They're there to guide and help. They're there to console you. You know, if a bunch of strangers walked up to you, it wouldn't mean the same as if your grandparents walked up to you and hugged you. And that's where their purpose is they come in and help you. They know you really well. They're just trying to help you from a spiritual plane. So they may actually serve as a guide for you. But it's also important to know that how your loved one was on the earth plane is how they are in the spiritual plane. So if they were a gambler, you need to know they're going to maybe encourage you to be like them and do those things, in which case you would probably think, oh, okay, because that's familiar to you. If you have parents that were overly cautious or even super adventurous, that's how they're going to encourage you. You need to trust your vibes. There's something that if they're super fearful, everything scared them, then they might impose that kind of a fear onto you too. But remember, you've got to trust your vibes. You've got to protect yourself of, you know what, that's really not what I want to do. But just know that's all they know on the earth plane, and that's the information that they take until they have changed and did their life reviews and things like that. Be open to their help. They're always there to help you, but it's okay for you to set standards of what it is that's important to you, and know that, you know what, I am not going to go spend my entire paycheck at the casino. It's not that you don't want to go, but it's not what you would do and how you would handle it. So basically protect yourself. Be open. It's okay to set the standards. But think of the spirit guides. Let's think of the angels more of the bodyguards and the foot soldiers. The spirit guides help in the short term, but they're like volunteers. They're there to help, but they have to be requested and called upon. They do come in all forms to connect here on earth. They help with your authenticity, your strength, your skills. They support you through lessons. They help you sharpen your gifts. They help you to make contributions to the world. How many do you have? As many as you need. If you want them all, I have sit down and I call it my council meetings. I will go and just sit down and say, all right, everybody line up. We got to talk. And I don't know how they're going to help. I know that they find me very humorous in how I approach things, but it's just my way. But if you want them all to sit there and help you, ask what can they do for you? Again, know that they can't step in and live your life. They can't, they can help to defuse situations, but they can also help to encourage you so that you have some amazing experiences. And remember, the joy guides are going to step in because they want you to be happy. That's the goal of all of this. They show up for every assignment that you have. And just don't overthink this. It's not a one-size-fits-all kind of situation. Your team is different than somebody else's team. Somebody else might have other issues that they need to work on. So some of their guides are actually really concentrating on different areas. Can your guides go help somebody else's guides? I think they can. So if you say, you know what, I really want so-and-so to feel better, can any of my guardians, guides, and angels please help somebody else feel better, to see what they need to do in order to gain the momentum? Then I think that would be very helpful. So you can do that at any time that you want to, but don't overthink it. It's not a one size fits all. And again, you don't have to know everybody's names, but if you sit down and say, hey, I really would like some additional help and encouragement. What is it that you need it for? What is your intent? Remember, they can see I guess it's kind of like Santa Claus. See you when you're sleeping, know when you're awake, that kind of conversation from the song. That's basically what they're doing, is they know. If you say, no, really, I really want $1 million because I want to give some to charity, and you're like, no, you don't. You really are just wanting to go gamble or do something like that. They know. So as long as your intentions are pure, then they're going to do what they can to help put things in front of you to give you those opportunities so that you can exercise that. So one of the other things too is your guides are friendly. They're not mean. They're not judgmental. They're there for you when you can. So they love to play. They find ways to, they don't want to be bored. Maya actually said, you can actually go ahead and, try to do some fun stuff because we're getting bored. So, but I'll fill you in on that after this next break. So we're going to take another really quick break. When we come back, I've got some cards here and some books that might help to actually offer some information regarding some of the angels. And we're also going to mention that if you are interested, you can call 1-800-930-2819. And if you're the first caller, then you can actually get a 30-minute channeled reading. But my name is Lisa Ann, and I'm with Message Delivery. You can't make this stuff up, and we'll be right back.
And no, I never got her name or time to find out anything. I loved her just the same.
How would you like increased health and vitality? How would you like to avoid the onset of disease as well as slow the aging process? This is all possible through a simple, safe, and natural process. Every day we are either moving toward wellness or away from wellness.
Hi, I'm Mary Jane Mack. I'd like to be your partner in achieving optimal health. Contact me now at maryjanemack.com or call 425-392-0659. Visit maryjanemack.com.
Hi, everyone. I'm the host of Nothing But Now, Mindful Living with Dr. Mary Angela McGuire on Transformation Talk Radio. I share ideas, insights, and tools you can use to release yourself from fearful and negative thinking and live from a place of clarity and confidence. Please join me in each show where we challenge ourselves to change together. Please go to my website, McGuireLifeCoach.com. That's McGuireLifeCoach.com. See you next time.
It's time to shake out your money-making truth on Soul Wisdom Abundance with Jennifer Bloom, creating wealth from spiritual health on TransformationTalkRadio.com. This hit show is more than your roadmap to success. It's your compass to abundance through joy and ease. Jennifer Bloom teaches you about the soul's relationship to money and wealth and how improving that relationship serves both you and the world. Learn more at jenniferbloom.com.
Have you ever heard of the 90-10 rule? It goes like this. 90% of the time, no one is thinking of you. 90% of the time, everyone's thinking about themselves. And if you think of it like that, it takes the weight off because now you're not being judged. I'm Megan Edge. I'd love for you to join me on Playing on the Edge Radio, Radical Change with Ease, with my co-host Dr. Pat on Transformation Radio FM.
Are you done being afraid to jump into the life that's waiting for you? Are you ready for a real shift? I invite you to tune in every Tuesday with me, Tracy L., on the Tracy L. Clark Show, where we will teach you how to live your extraordinary life. At 8 a.m. Pacific on Transformation Talk Radio, where I will provide the tools and the steps needed to help you transcend perceived limitations and move forward with an extraordinary life. For more information, visit me at tracylclark.com.
It's time to get your life back on Burn Bright Today with Jennifer Marcinelli. Tune in each month on TransformationTalkRadio.com. Learn to move from the darkness of burning out to the light of burning bright. Jennifer is redefining stress and the energetic causes of burnout, shining a light on process to get your life back. For more information about Jennifer and her work, visit burnbrighttoday.com.
Stay tuned for Lisa Ann stepping in for Dr. Pat here on KKNW and TransformationTalkRadio.com.
Made of silver, everyone came running to the scene. I was shot down in cold blood by an angel in blue jeans.
Hey everybody, welcome back. My name is Lisa Ann and I'm with Message Delivery. You can't make this stuff up. I am also the owner of angelmessagestoyou.com, and I am an intuitive psychic medium healer, and I am able to channel messages from the other side. If you are interested in getting a reading, please check out my website at angelmessagestoyou.com. That's angelmessages, the number 2, the letter U.com. I look forward to hearing from you. So anyway, welcome back. We are just getting ready to wrap up our conversation about angels. So we've got ascended masters, we've got archangels, we've got guardian angels, we have runners, we've got helpers, we've got pet angels. And we've also talked about our loved ones and how they can help us on the other side. So I was also I had started to, and I know we had to take a really quick break, but I was also talking about having one of my guardians, my guides actually come through and say that he gets bored with me. I'm like, are you kidding me? You get bored with me? And I know that it was his way of saying, do something different. Quit working all the time. Go have fun. We like to play. And I just didn't give him any challenges. So I got the message. It was in more way than one. It was just a couple of different things. So anyway, they love to play. They want to work with you. If you can create a language to help communicate, know that they're there, and they will give you signs to say, hey, I'm here. You got this. It's sometimes they'll talk through other people. I have friends that will get messages and they will suddenly call me up and say the right thing at the right time. Suddenly you'll just get a nudge to do that for somebody else. It could be in the form of an email, a text message. You'll just have gratitude or something, but you don't know that you're actually being helped to do those things, which is a benefit to other people. And they're doing the same thing for you. So just wanted to go over too a couple of other things. We actually, there's actually a couple of different card decks out there that I think is very helpful. So we've got Doreen Virtue, and Doreen Virtue actually has a couple of angel card decks. Now, the angel card deck that she has basically already has words on it, but it will say something about, for example, letting your past go. So basically, it's got some words on it already. It's very easy to understand. There's another card that says perfect timing. Again, it's the angel's way of communicating with you when you need some help with something that will give you some insight and guidance. There's time to go. You know, those runner angels, they're the ones that are like, you know what, you need to step it up and get going. So Doreen Virtue has this deck that is in a lot of bookstores, metaphysical bookstores. You can also purchase it online, but it's helpful when you're starting to work with them. If you shuffle the cards in the morning and just say, tell me something for my highest and best and what I need to know, they will give you the message. And one of those cards will fall out, or spread them out and just say, point me to the card that you want me to. That's the message from them. So when you start becoming familiar with it, then the messages will come more fluidly. So another one that was one of my starter decks that I got, it was also a Sonia Choquette Ask Your Guides. Loved this deck because basically it was oracle cards that were guidance for me that was helpful, and I appreciated the language for which they used. So this one specifically had 52 cards, but the subjects that they talked about, for example, your higher self. There's not a whole lot of words on this card, but it does help when you're talking about what is it, this is exercising self-control. What does that mean to you? So you may end up pulling this card at a time where you need to bite your tongue, or you need to have a lot of patience, in which case you know which angel now to ask for. So there's another card that says invention and creativity, where you've got some really great ideas that are going to help other people, help humanity, and help to lighten you up. And that would be a benefit for you. So when you're utilizing these cards, again, I just suggest to shuffle them and to pull one or two out and just say, what is that you need me to work on or know right now? And really, honestly, you'd be shocked. They know what's going on in your life, and they're going to help you. And they're going to pull the cards, and the wisdom and the information on the cards, or the book that's provided with the cards, might be the perfect bit of information, because we don't all air everything that's going on with us. And some things are kind of private, but this is a way to have that conversation without bringing everybody else and their opinions in. So another thing too is, this is a book called Healing with Angels, and I found this to be very beneficial as well. This basically talks about a lot of the subjects that we've talked about, but more in depth. And because of that, they've actually worked in some signs and symbols. And again, I've actually done a podcast on that if you are interested in how to communicate and work with your angels by creating your own sign language. And I say sign not as in, you know, ABC alphabet, but what does a, you know, two-headed giraffe mean? What does an alligator on top of a ladder mean to you? Those are those kind of symbols and signs that are very helpful. And it creates an open dialogue of language where now you can pick it up and say, hey, I'm ready to go. This is all perfect. So anyway, I hope you got some information out of this weekend, or this particular show, and I will be on next week. We're discussing dreams. I am on every first and third Thursday of the month, and I am at 1 p.m. and we are, the dream stuff is just fascinating. You're going to really enjoy it. So I ask you to please join me then as well. It's been a pleasure to actually work with you, and I am grateful that you were able to sign in, and thank you, Dr. Pat, for letting me be a guest host on your show today. So again, if you're interested in getting a message or getting a message from the other side, please feel free to reach out through my website at angelmessages2u.com. That's angelmessages, the number 2, the letter U.com. And you have been listening to Message Delivery. You can't make this stuff up. My name is Lisa Ann, and thanks for joining me today. Have a good one.
Tides that I tried to swim against brought me down upon my knees.
Did you know that all of the are available as podcasts to stream or download?
Really?
Check us out. Go to transformationradio.fm. We have business shows, spiritual shows, energy healing shows, and pretty much everything in between. Something for everyone, guaranteed to inspire, educate, and transform. We are transforming the world, one listener at a time.
How would you like increased health and vitality? How would you like to avoid the onset of disease as well as slow the aging process? This is all possible through a simple, safe, and natural process. Every day we are either moving toward wellness or away from wellness.
Hi, I'm Mary Jane Mack. I'd like to be your partner in achieving optimal health. Contact me now at maryjanemack.com or call